Actually, rather him na wait a musufe a how not it here. Mukomina Meje Yanni Yami Dinti Meme there. Isuma Mum a Kanbaba na this Sadanara at the Betty. It was after Momo more at Nassau Costa Television, they get 514. Facebook you're live, YouTube you're live. Na Echo oye Go TV show channel 54. The man na oye Seto Gasi ne digital box na channel 22. And a pay oye center focus. Na se nyame odum hene damma ye sani hwa de chepot da ma. Ano ndasiara na yede mo gba ati nyame the why depend na do na odin kwana no din da mahen wa ma him su de bi asebi ntiede na ase na yesa bode inde so da mahen ya fom ti bia ode ye is it show me me be ye ya de sadani de ondana kasan do bien bambo na modin so kwa ebutu ye gina nde de ya no mo wo ye nyim ti ye nyim ji so no kuto wo njoni ye na do ma yesu yesipi de ye bosoma ebusia no pay enkomo ho inde ye yala Kwakwa kusuba yewo mi ne da otodu de basa nana yale oma hina wo ogwa traditional area osaba ma doctor kusato today bi ogwa ma hin ende oyina na ma hinfu no ogwa ma ni na afashapana agentai wo manga ni na wiago fa ni na meche ogwa fa to afashe ende wo pawotam na tawo luncheon ende wo pa afashe pa no mutam 2025 I feel you made no wo pawotam ende na Costa Television ewusia yinja wo ya wo kwasi from Gangra to Gangre wo bisi wo bia yade no mushishay na tutini nanu yade bablaw ansa na ebefo no po anansa na mete no wotwe fiti buri akisi no wotwe no ye bokọ glass wo ya akohwe ma wo kodo glass wo ansa na ye wia yakọ na yakohwe shishay lunch na sini na no bishia din ya bablaw ntin na sene so de enkomotwetwe Omar bin Abdallah Batrefom nanti watwetwe ni fia nda yebokọ oye Atwose Memorial Gardens ya na yete yankomotwetwe no yebo faithful aba de wia ebusia yebokọ oye special prosecutor na soye odin semi atuba we declare oye former finance minister Owura kan oforiata nkanu yensika sanafo shafo no hwe yensika samno special prosecutor there or you wanted it is or you wanted that it was able call me akohwe na some of the two body yefua yaboko oye impenifa wada oye aban lawyer pain no so bin chechiri mu biaba enyan mo do nkiti asenti bia aban lawyer pain be no se me se nanu emu hia nso agbo no se na egu se boko ne akohwe bia ya ba abohwe de obaka tena pose no ya akohwe na ya ba no ta ya wo papa sa no twabo na do maka ogwafo to afehye na yino bia me ko hwo de wo kakra yamra na yaba ya twen ogwa foto afase inda ne wo launch nti ya ko hwo de wo ya hwo de wo kakra na yamra sisi a ya ko mra ogwa foto afase inda ne wo launch ya ko hwo sisi a
Hin or Saber ma doctor Kwesiata the second Ogwa Bahima Nanekwa Bochi the third Ogwa Traditional Council na Fashion Planning Committee Chair Safoyin na Nama Kessen Subdonna Petron Safru Guaman Ejumaku na Nkrankur Wadra Warabapa Ogwa Fitwa Fashe 2025 Hotam. It's the official launch of the 61st Ogwa Fitwa Fashe Jumezi Bokodo Yauda 13th February wa at Austin Memorial Garden Wabra Wabo Nundu Nananom Asafumba na Skumba Frobinum Bezikan Ato Santon Efri Zion Park Zeborie Wato Austin Memorial Garden and Sana Launch in Nashasi. Chairperson for the day ni Inkum Safohin Nana Makesen Adodo Naranyimno as Mrs. Charlotte Osei Esquire. Guest speaker ni Professor Kobi Mensah, CEO Ghana Tourism Development Company Limited. Launch yase na Obapa Osaberma Foundation Hotam. Ogwa Akwato Jojoba Yegu Yene Twan. Edosa Yenya Pimkuya Apimen Tumihen Eyo Gwaden no Gwan Yobi. Emberna Sum Wamayan Sarwaka na Fashe 2025 Onya Krabashi. Hooray! Mark your calendar as His Royal Majesty Ogwamanhin Osaberma Dr. Kwesiata II for 5 years running of honoring the shining stars of Ogwaman. Do not miss out Saturday the 15th day of February 11 a.m. at the Ogwa Emintimati Palace. A gathering of royalty, style, the invited and the good people of Ogwa. The special event is themed 5 years of excellence, honoring tradition, celebrating progress, inspiring the future of Ogwaman. Osaberma Royal Awards is an initiative by the Ogwa Traditional Council in collaboration with Ridge Royal Hotel. A sure way to honor individuals and businesses that have significantly contributed to the growth and development of Cape Coast. For sponsorship and enquiries, call 0244 384077 or 059 60 50 600. Osaberma Royal Awards, our people, our resources, our business. Think Ogwa. Whether it's a getaway or a retreat, love blooms best in the right place. Ridge Royal Hotel. Accommodation, buffet breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Yebama wa warna wodo. Aso try. Afi Valentine easy. Yen food basket packages nankuti po melt akuma. Imagine the wudoriase. I'm a Ridge Royal Hotel. They deliver food basket to you. Kamuli at your preferred destination. Food basket or shemuma. You will love bites, sweetheart feast, royal special, taste of romance, and a lover's indulgence. Ranges from 360 to 600 Ghana cedis. Yes, also pizza packages are Winro Bedjehun. Ridge Royal Hotel, Second Reach Cape Coast, Emma Valentine celebration on your Sronko for 031 2003 222 and 050 1672 908 for your orders, bookings, and a table reservations. Safi Valentine is Fridays. Ridge Royal Hotel Arana Menyodo Furuko. A fantastic ambience that resonates love, richly inviting and comfortably yours.
Coastal Television, no, they get 514, YouTube live, Facebook live. Or yes, St. Augustine, the Towers now, channel 22. The man will go to channel 54. No, so one summer. Now, Ogwafoto Afashe, no, don't walk a can of your question. In there, what upon time? Now, what upon time, Lucia, one person who tell me, Osaberma Education Fund, and there, what upon time? Nti no chere se adondo na ro kwasa na ebusua ehwa ro kwa no enkwa ro kwa ode bo na ekwa na se education fund no wo de bibi kakre to one so bi ato na da bo ma omumission akwado kusande nyame na adubara ye ka so du school na secondary school owo oman ganoma eko siri di muntintin ma na so yimi se yenwo de nyimpa owo igwaman no ma hen na dem secondary school si woko bi yes oya sampa enti se sabra modern education fund foundation and then the fund no babata ebusia ode ina isu ni tuta enti nda ne pay enya oya atosi memorial garden ebusia yo hwahwe na da maka no ya to ho mfeyin kakra na mfetua no pe orukodi ya de bado wasa no twabo de shanso de bado wasa no twabo na ansa na ebusia mayonko oya special prosecutor na sheye another special prosecutor or the ubo ababa no abaka no brain ne brain fa there in kano for the sanfo oya owura kan oforiata kan ya oforiata also you wanted we declare wanted so sasa no bakaya what the bakata ya obaka go wane den ane den nanu the bakata den it there so the fako papa ni fie so the fako papa ni fie abu manada mo ba de mrese bogom no what the master kupe wo minority for the one task there so the fako papa ni fie enti awan kasa hono buafo it's unlawful enti wo ko mrese bogom na wo tutu babe na ta mrese bogom mo yiritum mrese bogom mo yiritum enti so the fa ko ni fie na se papa na ohwe na se da wode be no o mo na papa na no lo da asem no o to court na moment in there so the for wo fe no kita bench warrant ukita da onam do mo ko nti wo ko na ta se wo to papa na nche mo kwana ma se chi bia ro wa bia na nche wo ye na so ko na ko to papa debusia na ma mbu eyi ne yodo mun kan kira en kana foto safa na onabo ken ya ofurata la nya da na promotin o tiye papa na promotin ni on de ye kura o ya papa ya na Coastal Television tu ya kan play ye play no fara papa na ko Ghana onya na papa bi kan e bia wa yo na no yin bi o hye you win should have no baby or jayasa original yasa na asemi say there sincerely papa wa ko ni fie wan kwatu no we declare wanted wo ko hye wa ko hye na papa no ni wo ko hye hona no aka fana ba president aka fana ba ana papa no maframa papa no mafasefo papa na busia ye ana ho no ni eduma no ko hye papa no na ba e usafu asema yatemwe nti ya ne asemi say ya ne asemi say ya ne ti se wa ko papa ni fe no nyukwa no we declare wanted na na dem se bogo foso minority leader ona bu afayo maken wa me atase de papa no o de let aba na ka teja abda ba ne koya mo sa no yerba nti papa na ehimfopo no na se misa pro anano ye kokoshe ye kokoshe oye state attorney mesam ye kokoshe special prosecutor ye kokoshe na asem ba ye bisa de masam da jenje biala se wo hwe wo panu hu na da maka onye kuma na oda won no wo che da maka won no wo che da maka won nze wo hwe manya ko aye special prosecutor na say and the corner of fado no declare papa no wanted no.
Ladies and gentlemen of the media, a few minutes ago, I signed a directive declaring a high-profile person a fugitive from justice. This person is wanted by the OSP to answer charges in respect of several cases, including the following. 1. Contractual arrangements between Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited and the Ghana Revenue Authority for the stated objective of the enhancement of revenue assurance in the downstream petroleum sector, upstream petroleum production, and minerals and metals resources value chain. 2. Termination of a distribution, loss reduction, and associated network improvement project contract between the Electricity Company of Ghana Limited and Beijing Xiaocheng Technology BXC. 3. Procurement of contractors and materials and activities and payments in respect of the National Cathedral project. 4. Activities and payments in respect of a contract awarded by the Ministry of Health, initially commenced by the Ministry for Special Development Initiatives to Service Ghana Auto Group Limited for purchases and after-sales service and maintenance of 307 Mercedes-Benz Sprinter 305 CDI ambulances for the National Ambulance Service. And 5. Payments out of and utilization of the tax refund account of Ghana Revenue Authority. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, the fugitive's name is Kenneth Nanaya Oforiatta.
It's Kenneth Nanaya Oforiatta. We declare wanted. James Shafu, special prosecutor, another, not some other barbarian. Necessarily, as I say there, but people could if you will win. Yan and Tissue of Papa no yet. Necessarily, so what would that by our Chia nation. Ah, what that to prepare you do? Sir, I didn't yellow, I didn't yellow, I had to swim. Young couldn't see. Nesosa, the Macau, not so more double, your Benedict. As a missile, that's it, say it to me, I edited it to me. Let's say every time there, but put it to Kaya on Katas of whom you are. A cow no end. There was some more that one. One none of the kid in a day. Brother was short of Marco Turkey, and now Benediginano, but they be the Missamiano. No more faster, no more from her, no yet. And I got on my paina, and I know you will mana. And then I can make a better one, no Piginano, no dash on them, some banana. You are a Sibisa. Or as a visa, Costa Television, Center for Costa de Pena Visa. O Sunday, Monsieur, Papa Ansana, Yabato, Yasa Sabano. And then the several go for pop, and the watching, our chief. The several go for the water, we feel like the people are my room. What a catch a gun on my bed there, on Sapapano. Nantaman Paye Nina, got a man paying that out, and count a man paying that out. Doctor Nana at the damn Papa farm. One cousin will cry. And to see what money well go many issue. Ah, madame, on the musical waffle and satin, the Macau war, and the other garments in the independent day and then there was a reason region. Independence Day now, 6 March and I go comma, the name of Premier Camacho fair. On my pain obey, what's his second war until you didn't change and you didn't. You walk here almost a month, but as a missa, you be saying. asebisa ye bi say ti se otiramada na ye kwa na ye ba omanga na ye kwa na ye ba se bepeko na betality nkedia o kada ye wan sora sikan na akawa wa dereja omani no dum ya ye da dewusia ya ye da na mamyunko aye Ghana mampai na soye ka tebi ofi mampai na soye aye honorable fellows of Sukwachi nansehye na makate yase na kate ni fi aye mampai na soye na the kate ya botugwa kate ni cheme de nsam ekul ebi basa anan enu esia eseri na no why na de eseri na why na de ma written je first na je yiti sesma cha na je manto bia na je manto shafo hwa manto no do no wegina na manto no meina na ya machiko sisa wase written garden di na mo district di mensini di won hwe de mensinu written fefefe sesari ekọ da botum chede onam dam sika samno tutua ordinity ende sesari inyata 6 March no sojafo oba March school from frama wo March Ghana man pay na so nche Independence Square nche Independence Square nche Independence Square na sojafo March police for March na te school fu mo fu me wo twetwe fefef na ma na so nde afi 2025 de no ka wo da Ghana do no ti Ghana ma pe na wa to be fofo o si dem ne ya ye twi nta afi de no obe na yi wo na Jubilee House yi wo kakra na no bobongwa kakra ba no bobongwa kakra ba obongwa kakra ba wala na ta tere onana wadiri ya wodoro eji wuya first no na nche ofi da man region ya na nche wa ko region ha no we 6 March wa akawa da ma 6 March Independence Day wuchinche wudin ya akawfuna akawa da be bi share akawa da be no nya ka obakura nti presidency no de dam akawo oda together dam ya yekem dam ya yekem yenti biu ebusia se ya besa yakọ da kwa kamacha obewu na Ghana man pia se de imom abosobado school for maframa wo hona bado na onye ndama nkaka ka bi hyehyem ni nanu abam de be yeduma pa na ndama bi sha no wom de amampen na ordinary masam odutugwa ni nanu ni na ya da obobom nso amampen ni masam odutugo won kanan ana no bakan gwe Messi krachi pe no bigina na yo bigina abana name mo ma pe bakan wo gwen abakan won kanan ana no bakan wo edna ana no bakan wo abodunko ona suku ya no bakan wo mfantema do ya shop na ma ngesim e kwadama asam ko na no bakan nto bia hu bakan no ma pe no pia kire won su wa an ko kan se yara won fa sha wo kwan enti sesali mama pay da bato wanyim mama pay oda bato wanyim Independence Day na ye bi do ISS match nti bia oni nti sa yidu oye bosomno na ewi bosomno ye na ewi oye doctor do na wotwena ye wa man na mamre bi ho awoye ansa ye kuura oye match busu ni na amampen aga tumde oye obeda mandama no na dam special award ni aso otu no wado ebusia me yefo no sina yanko oye obeyina ogina wo oman Ghana penfa wo hye nyane mbrado aba payina oti igwaduna oti nasam oda tuga sadani do boka tofi oye Ghana henya bay dami do danu no do boka ti ni chirebe de wadu kofu be kidna senti bia abano ye payina be odo bo hwede da mo kofu nya senti bia no ona asem no wa tue do anade wujeti ewusia abano ye payina be no oben da mense na ho no nya we atu nsem yegu o se mu hia do bo tue do o san go baba na ka na sabe ta faji bi wo ba na oyi aha wo brofa waka oye wo chanting oye politika wo chanting na ta wa shira na wo tantan yi bane yiwa nte mu hia da ban obo tue dam case no nte wa bo na case ni pi wa bo egu nte mu case wa bo egu na no we say some trouble na some trouble bisen nsambi ma papa so de nda infanto don na de na ai aban no ye panyina ndai we bi gina no onu mpo do bi mpo so de fo ba no do 2017 so de fo ba no do ni na ya fanto a papa no odo toto na some trouble bisen nsam de nti so nya bandama na ga ya kwahe na ga ni jede nya papa na cheche ebushama yakọ aban no ye panyina so ye na enkohwe kwana ofo cheche wa ban some trouble we need to come on we be some no mun some I be the one clear be the why them na case all day no to go ba wa cheche e bu shame ko shame sisia
Unibank the 150 was actually in relation to UT, all right, and the memo covered both, and that is how come that I was comfortable dropping the charges, in both, because I mean I took the view which was, shared by the professional prosecutors, that a charge of causing financial loss to the state will not be sustainable. The reason is simple. The charge of causing financial loss to the state is a legal concept, but it is drawn from accounting. All right? Now, if you say that financial loss has been caused, it means that through either the intentional or reckless or negligent actions of a public officer, all right, the state has incurred a loss that is irrecoverable. Now, I have always taken the view that where the so-called loss is recoverable, then it is notionally, and practically not a loss. So if the state can pursue and recover it, I'll be hesitant to take action against a person. But what has happened, look, let's go back to the history. The offense of causing financial loss to the state was first enacted under PNDC Law 78, I think. And that provision said anyone who does an act with intent to sabotage the economy of Ghana, all right, commits an offense. Okay, when we came into constitutional rule, because of the vague nature of the provision in PNDC Law 78, the lawmakers decided to redefine it, and that is how come that the offense of causing financial loss to the state, is on our statute books. All right. So for me, I think that unless we have a situation where the loss is, irrecoverable, right, then you should not charge a person for causing financial loss. That is why the professional opinion of the prosecution division, is telling, because basically what it said was that, okay, the amounts in question for which the current governor of the Bank of Ghana was charged, okay, have been recovered. So if you've recovered the amount, then no loss has been caused to the state. So he should be discharged. Okay? It's as simple as that. Why the former Attorney General decided to, proceed with the charges and to put the governor of the Bank of Ghana, Johnson Esiama, through the harrowing experience of attending court with potential consequences for his liberty, I am yet, to find out. Okay, but I do think that ultimately I haven't seen his reasons. He might have, given some reasons to the prosecution division. I haven't seen them. But I think that my guess is as good as yours. It was probably animated more by politics than by law. Right?
Make that memo public for us all to see it, just in the spirit of transparency as you're doing now.
Well, I will think about it, because let me tell you something. There are public officers still serving in my department, all right, who are, who authored this memo. I have to think carefully about the consequences for them, in making the memo, public, all right, before I can do so. I have to be very considerate in making that decision. So I'm not ruling it out, but I have to be very considerate in doing so. Yeah. Yes. Not GH1. Is it City? Channel 1. Yes, you asked about whether this is going to be my posture in all other cases in which my firm, is involved. The answer is no. The answer is no. That is because in some of the criminal cases, and I don't think my firm has taken any cases that, are as high profile as this, right? But if they are defending a murderer, I don't see why I should step in and, say I'm entering a nolle prosequi. Okay? Now, I will be very concerned if the state interest, okay, the state interest in the matter, okay, the state interest in the matter, has consequences. One, for the finances of the state or property of the state. I'll be concerned if it has consequences for the constitutional democracy that we operate. All right. But of course, I will be very careful with my juniors in chambers, taking every case and trying to bring it, to my attention. So this won't be the posture, because I will be very ethical. And of course, if there are situations of conflict of interest, I will recuse myself from decision making that may result in accusations of conflict of interest. Sagleme housing, very complex. Your question is, I think it's a very good question, because come to think of it, okay, for 8 years, that housing estate was left to the vagaries of the weather. All right. Despite the fact that the Honorable Collins Dauda and his colleagues were being prosecuted for various, offenses relating to the use of the funds that, were voted for the housing estate. The estate was left to the vagaries of the weather. The houses deteriorated, all right. They were vandalized, and so on and so forth. Okay. I think that at some point in time, there has to be some accountability exacted, all right? But it was the manner in which this was done that gave me cause to say that I'm aborting prosecutions, all right? Because take the case of Collins Dauda. At the time that Collins Dauda left office, okay, the expenditure on Sagleme was at 94 million. But he was being accused of misapplying 200 million. Now, some of you are lawyers or law students, others are just journalists, but just apply common sense. Why should somebody be charged for misapplying 200 million US dollars when it is very clear that whilst he was in office, it was only It was only 94 million that was spent. Okay, that is telling. Secondly, in 2017, the Honorable Atachian, as I've mentioned, did exactly the same thing that Collins Dauda did as minister. At the request of the consultants, he signed certificates totaling 5 million United States of American dollars. Right? He was not charged for misapplying state funds. He was never even mentioned. It was in the course of the proceedings that it came up. And the judge was even shocked and asked rhetorically, are you bringing 2017 matters, to this case? Okay, so my decision was based upon the charges as framed. Okay, but it doesn't mean that I have abandoned the quest for accountability in the Sagleme matter. So I may come back to it as far as, the quest for accountability is concerned. Are there any other questions?
We'll just take two more and then we'll wrap up. Two more questions.
Thank you very much. My name is Mutala Inusa. I work with Dauda cannot be held responsible for misapplying 200 million Ghana cedis. This is a case that you file a nolle prosequi, meaning that in future it could be revisited. Is it the point that you are looking at reviewing the cases again, and at some point in time we will see Atachian and possibly Collins Dauda back in court? And my last one, I want to find out what is the latest with James Gyakye-Quayson, because one of the cases that you mentioned in one of your earlier interviews, and of course the case regarding Oliver Barker-Vormawor, the treason felony one, also pending at the court. And of course you didn't say anything about the Democracy Hub cases that you also filed a nolle prosequi in respect of.
Last question, please.
I would not be appointed Attorney General. So I'm bound by those rules. And so if I have assessed a matter and come to the conclusion that factually and in terms of the evidence, that matter, I should not continue to prosecute the matter. All right? I will be in violation of the rules of the profession if I continued, in that direction. So that is my basic reason. All right? I cannot violate the rules just because I want the public to feel that, okay, they were tried and acquitted. Okay? Then also, I have told you that when you have filed a nolle prosequi, the possibility is there that you can file fresh charges. All right? Yes, so this is not the end of the road. We will look carefully at the actions of each of the individuals that were involved in making decisions about Sagleme. All right? And then make sure that if we are going to exact accountability, we have a factual and evidentiary basis for exacting accountability. Now, come to think of it, when consultants have gone to the field and made an assessment, they've examined the built environment and issued a certificate saying that work has been done commensurate with the value of the certificate, with a memo to Mr. Minister. Now, tell me if it is your view that the minister must leave his desk, go to the field, go and make sure that what they have said is true, even where the minister is not an architect, he's not an expert, he's not a quantity surveyor. You expect that he should go to the field and go and make that determination before coming to say, please pay this certificate. I leave that to, you to think about. So when I am reviewing Sagleme, I will take account of all these factors before coming to a conclusion that someone has been engaged in wrongdoing. Okay? And it is going to be a painstaking exercise. I want to assure Ghanaians that I am not the type of Attorney General who will file a case and go back and look for evidence after I have filed. That has happened several times in this republic. And that was displayed very publicly when you had the Japa Gate, matter. Okay? When the former Attorney General was basically coaching the witness and telling him what to say in court. That is where you file a case and then you go back, you take a step backward to go and look, for evidence. I will not do that. And that is why I want to assure those who are saying that has been a delay in prosecuting people. All right? We are going to be diligent in our investigations, and that may take time. Exacting accountability is not a political exercise. It's not just a political exercise. It also involves legal technical matters that must be carefully considered by a team of investigators, prosecutors, and finally the Attorney General. Regarding Democracy Hub, and the rest of them, I thought that your interest was in knowing why the public office holders were left off the hook. I have discontinued the charges. I've dropped the charges against the public office holders. As far as Democracy Hub is concerned, I took the view and I expressed it. I don't know whether Alfred remembers, but I expressed it on your network that the prosecution was totally unwarranted and that it had the potential of violating the rights of the citizens to express themselves in the form of demonstrations. I have taken that legal professional view. So I didn't see any reason why I should now come, very much like the cases in which I have said that because of my strong professional and ethical views about them, I did not see the reason why just because I have changed position now, I'm the Attorney General, I should continue to prosecute anybody who was involved in those cases. In the case of Democracy Hub, I was not involved professionally, but I took the view that it was a violation of their right to freedom of expression. So those of you look at, Article 33 of the Constitution on the enforcement of fundamental, human rights. The exceptions are very, very clear. And you must demonstrate one of those exceptions in order to say that a person cannot, that is 33 clause 5 of the Constitution. You must demonstrate with evidence that a person is not entitled to the exercise of his fundamental right. And I don't think that happened in the Democracy Hub, cases. So I discontinued them. And rightly so. Yes. Which one? Oh, Judge Kwesi. Okay. So in the case of Judge Kwesi, as I noted, I did not take these decisions without consulting the defense lawyers in all the cases. I consulted the defense lawyers. All right. The reason for the consultation was so that I am not seen as acting in an arbitrary manner. Okay. So I decided to consult all the defense lawyers. And of course, the lawyer for Judge Kwesi is the venerable, senior, and respected Tachiuchi Kata. So I had not once, but 2 long sessions of discussions with him. And he told me he wants to soldier on and prove the innocence of his client. And I respected that view. So that is how come that Judge Kwesi is not part of those that I have, discontinued. Thank you for drawing my attention to that. I have not yet reviewed it, but thank you for drawing my attention to that. Good. Well, I thought that was the last question by Mutala. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. I'm fine.
2 more, and please bear with us. 2 more, okay? Alfred and then you.
Yes. Good evening. I'm Kenneth. I work with Joy News. Okay. I work with Joy News. My questions. The first one is there's been name calling that the ordinary Ghanaian is saying that President John Dramani Mahama has become a clearing agent. My question is, are these cases, is the president aware that you've dropped these cases? And what is the president's opinion on these cases? And then the last one is, just today, the special prosecutor declared the former finance minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, wanted. I want to pick your thoughts on that. And then when are you also going to start with your own prosecution of cases? we know that the oral committee has finally submitted their report to you. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. And in the spirit of the discontinuation of the case, I want to find out if you're going to review the case of Gregory Afoko. That is one that has come up for mention after these decisions that you took recently. And then also the killings in the 2020 elections. When are you going to also pay attention to that? Because the president has directed the IGP to investigate and put together a report. Yeah. Any update on that, please?
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much. Ken, from Joy News, your first question is the accusation of a clearing agent labeled at His Excellency. Now, if you all recall, the former president, the title clearing agent was used to refer to the former president, that is His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. When the term was used, it was rightly used because Nana Addo Dankwa, His Excellency, was directly involved in most of the time, issuing statements, writing letters. I saw the love letter to Cecilia Dapa.
Costa television no na aban lawyer penyin no wade ni chechirime zaban aban lawyer penyin no de chechirime zaban ebusiamre bose boboni na emom kekenya pa me yemu da mpa enye secretary president no o claim kwafo na ono ye mbranyimnyi no ya aban lawyer penyin no hu do yenti wa ma kwande the man sama titiri miano nko de munko fina no wonko anede on hiera aban bi ti de man sam echi na wedi ntoni ebusia dem na ye kan no ogbafo to afahye nda no launch nda no pamotam nti mayanko grounds wo na enko hwe moroko do sisia yani ukesi ane pe ya yanko grounds wo na enko hwe moroko yanko mre sisia
dem and the member studio mekano bibia desi we are 100% prepared. It's just the final touches here and I pay in rat to go ha no a yashane apaprado yenunga so yashane apapado kama there's a chant procession on in fair to South from so where the creators no start go in the way no madachi a boato into a final touches bibia I complete a year the embryo bosso now more about something and what was something about an anonymous about China were her. Young who's done a pay or now one TV station were set up. Nina Burma high, very colorful. Fire regimental band also what about setting. We have the Euphoria Choral, also quite for Warba, schools food and Warba. Everything is setting right now. You there. You need how dear. Name my embryo bosso, no be a buffet time. Na jumezo chezi bia yezi dem ye ken no ye bode be sha se no so ne mpe na ya enim before ye time anya ne ntama ezekesha no watchi ibi baba no watchi mpema na nonkono ti no so ni pem de na obiara asoso we gwar na za oba bia waye nti ontuma na watcha na watchi mpema na wate enka de inam krom yerba
cheno
dem music ken no yewo kwafa was about hallelujah chorus was depicting the religiosity of Cape Coast. There we are showcasing the aspect of Cape Coast. It's quite to represent Christianity religion. Yan nanam a confident misafo. One wash a yan nanana bosom one also will be part of the procession. And Safwa took question from Bentika Pim and Manford also will be part of the procession. Cultural troop will go higher field. There were UCC euphoric group. I was a was a year war through compam assembling also a backup procession. School for to depict the educational sector of Cape Coast is in a Siapon and a Azusia Ozamugamanan, ye school for one so with Mazar Megan. And your fire regimental band in a fancy shots will wear her. It's a fancy for so also one dumb cry was never taking the nature. Yenya companies between the insurance companies I was also busy che what on one zamaka cry that geography. See the munko fin a year CCI expect moving fin some trophy so in a Jumaku was one way for them. When you're back on no ton when Juma no one zama war no a procession in the white crab. Nenya is a bishia at all Memorial Gardens. Martin there, you both house and anonymous Mintimaza at Nungum, also why I cried waha, worry training. One I to Saffron, regional minister, no nature dumful, Metro Authority, the security services, 5 security services will go ahead to Saffron, other institutions, companies, and Obi Biara Yim there, or major stakeholder businesses, one or two Nazinia, Ugomofo, you'll be part of the procession. Your Najanum Afara Foso, you'll be part of us. Nenia Bishimova. Na Oyo Saberma Dr. Kusato to debut. We shall not dub. Nazo or catcher in the hour, a fee, a fashion about Pontaman. Only Yama, may Charlotte or say, or catcher. And then the Piatun Saffron there, on your business como. Ne yan shobo taya is busy in your do afi afashe no so Professor Combinensa no so baba can son in the children for the yama azi YFFL ayende
Nti ebusia afashe planning committee secretary oye Elot Nana Kwiku Oche ono na eten kan ti yake ya Coastal Television ya the live coverage no ya the bubble live coverage in the bubble. Until pay, and go on upon a wire down. Into washing or train or tripping into when you should say procession or couldn't intend procession couldn't intend. Until we share more for some funk away from Coastal Television, yet to go to a fashion in the world, one time no moon for any na yet the bubble. But come on, your boko. Na ya kwahwe ni na yadini na no yadi abdom na ansa na no membenusa na mama fado bokate abakansa na podo kwa ni bimbi no memfa ntuwim na na wotweba no ta yada bimbi na yetu yakọ oye ogwafetu afahye lunch nase na yakwahwe da ohobia no nti mama fa daily graphic na what mfenyin aboto na daily graphic mfenyin odo wono yehu oye special prosecutor na onye ula kanofurata hone be mu mfenyin no de gua ekor amanan sado ekor se sunano no tere asama befie ekor ka tera wo hwehwe na koso yo maati maba ete special prosecutor oda wo mo hwehwe na owura kanofurata so yo musuma atema banto no se sunano ebusia oni da doboka te daily graphic odi about igwado nye bi kana yakọ oye showbiz no so na nama brown nama no fe no do no pa try there ochina ye oye adofina won da 14th February ochina ya adofina won da nti nama brown mo ano chemi oche adofina won da na lyrica no di chemi there say etbofo edrapper shadala nya fans papa Blufford the rapper said I fans papa Wagana na no so mi nche bluffo no international well nti Ghana no ankatwi ana mfamfanta fa nrapa nkofo nkasa nti lyrica na orika de maso ebusa me akọ the punch ena odi asende abade asantimanto mu da minister fofra we no wasa hemfu bi asase ka won santi wabo oye nana nkansa buebu ni de onona essentially o hyehyekyi na the mu da minister fofra wa ba no wo ka no so nti de oye the punch odi no fanyin odi aba yako oye seshi ka tanu da seshi ka tanu do na mufa mbe ebeyi what I want to go there, winje there, what for macho fo, na what the pitum, winje no some fatama. It was ya, said Tiban work at the Massam Dami, a council of state, no one but to Kako council of state. On ya MP, about to 1 year president, about to Nguafuka for matos. No, but say, ballot boss, who but say, ballot papers in now. Kumasan, who see, but some say, what saying. And say, honor, what they for him, what they are to now. Mana jamina dumala weyuhun na okwaye no so wodun oya Frank Nelson aka na oya GAA national president no so wodun samote ni wodun tuba ebusia medbesi na ya bahal ya ko oya ogbafetu afeshe lunch na so wato wasen Memorial Garden oben chapel square pe ibi chapel square won senyifa eho na to se Memorial Garden wo ntare pe ehwe na butuma akan nyi na ya ko san ko biso ya botar boko na wotiti bi no hwe kokko bi no hwe pa no kan anenye ko sa fa kan no no na twan ebusia do fani na ya de babla nti yanko ogwafetu afehye na enkolonche na mfambro ya so no omad na abdala batilefom na ko motwitwi biara bokolo nso yetumi da bro ebusia anepe mamuacho
them and the member studio mechanic. We are we are 100% prepared. It's just the final touches here and I pay in rat to go her no a Yarishani Apapado, a Yanunga, so Yarishani Apapado Kama, yes, a chant procession on him fair to Cesar from. So we're the creators no start to go in the way, no Madachi, a Boato, into the final touches. I complete a Yarichan, the Embryo Bosso, now more bottle Santin and Wato Santin Avan, and anonymous of Babo China. Young who's done a pay, I want now one TV station, Wabo set up, Nina Bema High, very colorful. Fire regimental band also, Waba setting. We have the Euphoria Chorale, also quite for Warba, schools, Funa, Warben Yara. Everything is setting right now. I own the Ni Hobiara. Name my Embryo Bosso, no be a buffanetan. Na jumezo chezi bia yezi dem ye ken no ye bode de be shase no so npe na ya enim before en time anya ntama ezeka sha no wotwi ebi baba na wotwi mpe ma na no nkono ti no so ni pem de na obi ara asoso we gwar na za oba bia waye nti ontuma na wotwa na wotwi mpe mezi na wate enka de enum krom yerba cheno dem music can no ewo kwafa was about Hallelujah chorus was depicting the religiosity of Cape Coast. There we are showcasing the aspect of Cape Coast into kwafa to represent Christianity religion. Yan nanam a confident safo one wash yan nanana abosom one also will be part of the procession. As safo took question from Bentika Pim Manford also will be part of the procession. Cultural troupe will go higher your UCC euphoric group I was a was in a year war through compam ensembling also a backup procession home. School for to depict the educational sector of Cape Coast is in a Siapon and a Azusia Ozamugamanan, your school for one so obvious would Mazam again. And your fire regimental band in a fancy shots will wear her. It's a fancy for so also one dumb cry was never taken in nature. Yenya companies bit the insurance companies I was once so busy che what on one zama kakra za geography ti dem ko fi na ye sisi expect mo refin some trophy so in na edumaku fu so was one ways for them when your back on na wa ton woni djuma na won zama wo no one a procession and why crab Nanya is a bishia at Austin Memorial Gardens. More train there, you both house and anonymous intimacy at Nungum, also why crowd were returning him. One I had to suffer when regional minister no nature dumful Metro Authority, the security services, 5 security services will go ahead and to suffer from other institutions, companies, and Obi Biara Yim there, or major stakeholder businesses, one or two Nazinia, Ugomofo, you'll be part of the procession. You need Janum Afara Foso, you'll be part of us. Nenia Bishiamova. Na or Saberma Dr. Kusato to the we shall not dog. Nazo or catcher in the Biawa, Afi, Afasi Bapontaman, only Emma May Charlotte or say, Wakache, and then Piatun Safran there, or Yam Bizum Como. Ne yan shop with Taya is busy in your do, Afi Afashe, no so Professor Kobe Mensa, no so Baba Canson in the Chudom for the Yama Azi YFFL AND.
Hin or Saberma Doctor Kwesiata II Ogwa Bahima Nanekwa Bochi the Sid Ogwa Traditional Council Na Fasha Planning Committee Chair Safoin Nanama Kessen Zudone Petron Safru Guaman Ejumaku and Crown Wadra Warabapa Ogwa Fitwa Fashe 2025 Hotam. It's the official launch of the 61st Ogwa Fitwa Fashe Jumezi Bokodo Yauda 13th February wa at Austin Memorial Garden Wabra Wabo Nundu Nananum Asafumba na Skumba Frobinum Bezikan Ato Santon Efri Zion Park Zeborie Wato Austin Memorial Garden and Sana Launch and Nashasi. Chairperson for the day ni Inkum Safohin Nana Makesen Adodo Naranyimno as Mrs. Charlotte Osei Esquire. Guest speaker ni Professor Kobe Mensa, CEO Ghana Tourism Development Company Limited. Launch yasi na Obapa Osaberma Foundation Hotam. Ogwa Akwato Jojoba Yeguyene Twan Edrosa Yenya Pimkuya Apimentumihen Eyogwa Den no Gwan Yobi. Emberna Sum Wamayan Sarwaka Na Fashe 2025 Onya Krabashi. Hip hip hooray! Mark your calendar as His Royal Majesty Ogwamanhin Osaberma Dr. Kwesiata II for 5 years running of honoring the shining stars of Ogwaman. Do not miss out Saturday the 15th day of February 11 a.m. at the Ogwa Emintimasi Palace. A gathering of royalty, style, the invited and the good people of Ogwa. The special event is themed 5 years of excellence, honoring tradition, celebrating progress, inspiring the future of Ogwaman. Osaberma Royal Awards is an initiative by the Ogwa Traditional Council in collaboration with Ridge Royal Hotel. A sure way to honor individuals and businesses that have significantly contributed to the growth and development of Cape Coast. For sponsorship and enquiries, call 0244 384077 or 059 60 50 600. Osaberma Royal Awards, our people, our resources, our business. Think Ogwa. Hip hip hooray! Mark your calendar as His Royal Majesty Ogwamanhin Osaberma Dr. Kwesiata II for 5 years running of honoring the shining stars of Ogwaman. Do not miss out Saturday the 15th day of February 11 a.m. at the Ogwa Emintimasi Palace. A gathering of royalty, style, the invited and the good people of Ogwa. The special event is themed 5 years of excellence, honoring tradition, celebrating progress, inspiring the future of Ogwaman. Osaberma Royal Awards is an initiative by the Ogwa Traditional Council in collaboration with Ridge Royal Hotel. A sure way to honor individuals and businesses that have significantly contributed to the growth and development of Cape Coast. For sponsorship and enquiries, call 0244 384077 or 059 60 50 600. Osaberma Royal Awards, our people, our resources, our business. Think Ogwa. Whether it's a getaway or a retreat, love blooms best in the right place. Ridge Royal Hotel. Accommodation, buffet breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Yebama wa warna wodo. Aso try. Afi Valentine easy. Yen food basket packages nonkutin po melt akuma. Imagine the wudoriasi. I'm a Ridge Royal Hotel. I deliver food basket to you. Kamuli at your preferred destination. Food basket or dash shemuma. Your love bites, sweet heart feast, royal special, taste of romance, and a lover's indulgence. Ranges from 360 to 600 Ghana cedis. Yes, also pizza packages are when you're bedroom. Ridge Royal Hotel, Second Reach Cape Coast, and my Valentine celebration on your Shronkon for 031-2003-222 and 050-1672-908 for your orders, bookings, and a table reservations. Safi Valentine is Friday Ridge Royal Hotel Arana Menyodo Furuko. A fantastic ambience that resonates love. Richly invited.